I make my triumphant return to 101 things to do in Minecraft. There's so much left to do, so let's get into exploring, building, and crafting. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a fantastic day. I'm watching the rising sun in my Minecraft world, and I am very excited to show you a couple of things that I have improved upon while off camera. A lot of boring things, but a lot of necessary things in Minecraft. So, I'm on top of this mushroom island that I made a while ago. I think I made it off camera. It was like a remaster of the island I had made previously. And just to give you a bit more of an in-depth look at it, too, it's very cool. It's very quaint. It's up in the sky. It's super high up. You know, it's above the clouds. It is about the same height as the jungle tree. So I really like this place. I don't really go up here all too often, but it's a good place to get a good vantage point from, which is why I'm starting here. And so what I did was over down this way, I managed to change a lot of things in regard to the village, and I made it so it's actually able to be populated now. And I did a similar thing kind of throughout the entire Minecraft area I have here. I didn't make like a giant fence area around the entire thing like I kind of was going to do right over toward this way. I didn't quite do that, but I ended up making it so it works with the environment and it looks good. And so that way, all the villagers that are located inside of the pumpkin over here can manage to walk all the way around and not get stuck outside the environment. And enemies should not spawn relatively close to where the habitable area is. So the pumpkin is there, and I have ideas for what I want to do down there. And this whole area is all open. I removed a lot of the snow, planted a couple of trees, and did a lot of boring things like that. So my name is Brian Saviano, BricksOBrian. Hello. I hope this day, evening, afternoon, whatever, greets you as best as it possibly can, given the circumstances of the world, as I fly around on my Elytra and show you just what the progress was like with this area over here. So you'll notice a lot of the snow is gone. I managed to get rid of a lot of it. This thing got removed, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go back and use Silk Touch pickaxe on that structure and find another one of these. I want to move it. Like, I used the water bucket method to get rid of a lot of snow, and I accidentally got rid of that. So, whoops. But I'm going to need to find a new place to grow a bunch of that stuff anyways, so that's fine. But I placed a lot of fences all throughout the area, so that way the two villagers that exist currently inside of the snowman can walk around here and not get attacked by anything. So a lot of fences are placed pretty much everywhere, and I designed it so ideally they wouldn't be able to escape just for their own safety. Now, I would prefer to have this all open, but because I don't have castle walls surrounding the entire area, it gets very difficult. So I have spent a couple of nights in this area and really lit up every portion that I think could possibly spawn in mobs, and I think I did a pretty good job. So this place looks a lot more lively. The issue is that I just need a lot more villagers to work with, and that's going to be part of what I'm going to be doing today, as well as a couple other miscellaneous tasks. So, the villagers that existed inside of the snowman over there, they kind of float throughout the entire village area now, so like they'll go into here and sleep, they'll go into there. Like, it doesn't really matter. They don't have like a definitive spot like in the snowman or otherwise where they go, as long as they're floating around here and actually existing and being safe. That's what I tried to, you know, enact there. This section is new over here. I cleared out a lot of the snow, and I designed this because I wanted a way to get up to the top of the jungle tree if I didn't manage to fly over. And I didn't want villagers to be able to access it because this is technically open to the rest of the area here. So eventually, a lot of this area is going to be fenced in. I don't know what I'm going to put there. I've had a couple ideas. One of them being, did that bunny just spawn in? I think it, yep, they totally just spawned in. That would be the area where I showcase my mob laboratory that I've had as an idea, where I get one of every hostile mob and trap them in there as like a showcase or testing facility. You know, kind of like that lab from Stranger Things where they test on 11 and all that spooky stuff. So that would probably be over toward here instead of the house, because the house is obviously over there. But there's this section here. I planted a couple more jungle trees just to make it a bit more atmospheric. More birch trees are planted, and I planted a bunch of other trees around the areas here just to see, you know, what would grow, what would not grow. But as far as I can tell, there is not a single area where villagers could potentially escape from if they were to just jump randomly and just wonk out and travel to some section they weren't supposed to. So this is the idea that I have here. And what I'm going to do is spawn in the remaining villagers that I have in the pumpkin in this area. And so all of the other things that I have in my house over here, I guess I may as well get rid of them in there for now, at least, and have that be the things that villagers can use to get jobs, because they need jobs in order to duplicate, for the sake of a family-friendly term there. So they need a lot of different things to duplicate, right? Yep. So there's this. There's this. Is alchemy a thing? I think alchemy is a thing, but I'm going to leave that. No, I'm going to move that. Whatever. It's fine. The only one I really use is that one there. So, yeah, the anvil, and I need to make a new anvil anyways. I think that's close to breaking regardless. I improved on the design of this over here. I was very unsatisfied with the way that I tossed in things to be incinerated because I felt like I wasn't getting close enough to the lava. So if I move like a half block closer right here and I toss something in, like one cod, boom, it totally goes in there definitively, no problem. And it's not elevated, so the momentum can go further into the area, the furnace here. Same thing applies for this. So that's pretty much all the things that I think that were changed. And this is kind of the mentality I'm going to have for a lot of the other miscellaneous parts here. So technically this whole area is fenced in. So even if a villager wandered all the way over here, which I don't think they will, it's still technically fenced in all the way through here. What is that? Is that a... Oh, it's a trader. Well, it's just a llama. The trader is probably, you know, not existing anymore. Which I still don't understand why, like... These llama exist and you can't do anything with them. Like, I'm sure you can lead them, but, like, they don't do anything else, which is very unfortunate. So, whatever. That's fine. So, yeah, I guess from last time, I didn't have any other villagers that were in the snowman. That was probably a part of the reset that I had. So, actually, no, it wasn't a part of the reset because I had my Woodland Explorer map and I spawned in villagers in order to get that Woodland Explorer map. So I don't know exactly what the logic was with all of that, but I know for a fact I have a bunch of spawn eggs inside of here. And what my plan is to make more houses actually over toward here. So where I initially wanted this to be like a sanctuary for, you know, D'Angelo, obviously. Rest in pepperoni, D'Angelo. That spot will never move. That'll be there, obviously, forever, just as they are in real life. Graves don't move. You can't build on top of them. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. Definitely immoral. But I'm definitely going to add some houses around here because, I mean, just like in real life, too, there are houses near graveyards. It's very weird. And I mean, the land is probably very cheap. So if you're willing to live near death all the time, I'm sure you're down for it. But I'm going to put some houses... probably one or two over here, maybe just one bigger one, like a single floor. That way I could have a bunch of villagers from in there that can't actually sleep, you know, work inside of here. That'd be cool. Maybe one more over here, but we'll see. These villagers over here, I'm going to spawn in via the actual town, and my plan is to have a new nether portal entrance over toward this way, because it's seeming like more and more that this area over here is the centralized portion of my entire Minecraft playthrough, rather than it being over toward this way. So I want to have another portal that is close, and as far as I can tell, as long as that nether portal down there is in that position, if I move and make another nether portal up in that section over there, it should technically still be the same location where I spawn in. Technically. So I'm going to see what ends up happening. I don't know for sure, but I'm just banking on what that is. And so what I'm going to do here is kind of add these in willy-nilly almost, because I want these villagers to have a job. That way they could potentially end up duplicating, as I've said previously. So there's like some over here, but I'm going to place probably another one of these, I guess just like right here. Sure. That's fine. I'm probably going to change like the terrain and make it a bit more like a hut over here somewhere. I'm going to place this one right here for now. Let's see. The smithing table, that can go right here. Again, I'll change all these eventually, but for right this second, I think that's what I'm going to do. And the alchemy table can go, or brewing stand can go right there. And as far as I know, like all these houses have beds. So, and some of them already have some of that material anyways. So a lot of the villagers can already have jobs. They have plenty of beds to sleep in. Some of them have 2 beds. Some of them have none. A lot of the stuff from when this town was first here is still intact. So I'm going to spawn these villagers in, and you can see they already kind of make jobs for themselves by being illuminated like that. So if I talk to them, or that villager doesn't really have anything. Or no, it's a stonemason. Okay. And that is a weaponsmith. Okay. Interesting. So that's basically the vibe here. That's what's going to happen. And I believe it's within a certain vicinity that they end up attaching to a particular, job or something like that. So the rest of them are going to spawn in just like this. That is a cleric, which is okay, sure. That's not a bad deal there if you have a bunch of monster flesh, but that's fine. There's another one there, and there's another one there. Ooh, you are a librarian. Very nice. Aqua affinity. Cool. All right. So that's all the villagers that I have. I can no longer spawn anymore in, even if I cheat with creative mode, because this is like a survival plus playthrough where I'm able to like bend the rules and, prepare things in the kitchen ahead of time, but I can't randomly spawn stuff in just to make myself feel better. So I can't spawn in any more villagers. That's it. They're done. A lot of the surrounding area has been lit up by torches. That way, in case any mobs are around, then, I can make ease of them pretty easily. And ideally, they don't spawn at all, which they could, and there's cats everywhere. It's very weird. Does this work? Wait, no, it does not work. Cooked cod does not work. Regular cod does. And as I'm sure you saw from before, I do have a bunch of cats, but they are meowing it out in the house. So that is going to be basically where that stands there. I had a pickaxe. Where did my diamond pickaxe go? Did I put it accidentally in here? Also, I need to use these eventually. These are teleportation portals to a new land. I don't know when I'm going to use these, but I haven't forgotten about them. They're still here. So the gifts that Santa brought, in case you forgot, were the 14 yellow concrete, the 12 light blue concrete, and the villager spawn eggs, which maybe he'll bring me more, but I can't bank on that. You can never bank on what Santa is going to bring you for Christmas, because Santa has his own prerogative, all right? So, yeah, I don't know what he's going to bring, but I still haven't forgotten about those. Those are a thing, and we'll see what happens. But one thing that did happen off camera, which I was very surprised by, was 2 zombies. Oh, there it is. I put this in like a chest in case I'm like wandering around and I need to be able to access anything from an ender chest. But 2 zombies spawned right here. And I was like, how, where, when, why? Like I couldn't figure out why that was. So I still don't quite understand how that happened, but I'm like, all right, whatever. So eventually I'm going to add even more, torches into this area and really light it up. And I don't necessarily like that. I don't like the fact that everything is lit up all the time, because obviously it being lit is great. But I don't like that it's like an always on facility. I would rather it be like, like a normal town where sometimes, the lights go down. The lights guide you home and, it's all just kind of whatever. What on earth happened with this texture pack that you didn't get loaded in properly, buddy? Ouch. All right. I know the Twisty texture pack updated for all of the new things in Minecraft, like the new blocks and whatnot, but you got a little messed up there. All right. You look very wonky. All right. That's totally fine. And so you may be asking, Brian, why aren't you just taking the portal from where it was and putting it to where you want it to go now? And the reason that is because I don't know for sure if that portal is going to end up staying in that location and still working. So the new nether portal that I'm going to make, I don't know if it's necessarily going to be the same exit location or enter location for the nether. So it could be a totally new spawn in, and I'm going to have to change everything there. I think you need to go like 100 blocks away in order to change what's going on, but I don't necessarily remember, and that's a lot of stuff. What's this unknown map? That is a map of where I'm at, I guess. I don't know. I haven't looked at any of this stuff in so long. What I'm going to do is take that redstone, though. I'm going to take, actually, just a few things here. The redstone I could probably use eventually over by the house, so may as well. Is there anything else of use over here? Not particularly. All right, cool. Lots of books and whatnot here still. I should probably refine this area, but I guess for the time being, I'm just going to go into here and boop. It's been a while since I've been in here, so that's cool. Why don't I clear this out, you know? I feel like I've been in the end enough that I can just, like, you know, make it more of a home situation. Or I could make a home in the end. That would be pretty cool. However, something I do want to do eventually is actually re-challenge the Ender Dragon. That is something I have not done, and it is possible. I've never done it before in Minecraft. I've only challenged the Ender Dragon one time in any of my playthroughs ever, and you don't necessarily gain anything else from it. I think there's an achievement tied to it, but because I have been in, you know, in creative mode multiple times throughout this playthrough, that doesn't necessarily matter because, you know, I'm not going to get any credit for any achievements or anything like that. So it's basically low-key kind of pointless. So, oops, whatever. But I'm going to get some obsidian over here. I'm probably going to mine out the entire bottom section of this pillar while I just reminisce stuff I've done throughout my day like I normally do. So today was a very boring day in my life, as it, you know, normally is during everything going on in the world. The thing I did to spice up my day was I went to Dairy Queen for the first time in a long time. I still don't know what that noise is. It's very terrifying. But I went to Dairy Queen today for the first time in about maybe all year. Maybe it might. Yeah, that's a weird thought. I don't know if I like that thought, but it's reality, right? But I went and I saw a advertisement because, you know, obviously every device is listening to you at all points, I guess, right? And talking about Dairy Queen, it was like, hey, here's this new Mocha Oreo Blizzard that is available. This Mocha Oreo Fudge Blizzard. And I'm like, man, inject that into my veins, please. And it was pretty good. Unfortunately, it was a little watery. I was not happy about that one. It was kind of like, you know, Dairy Queen, I really like the ice cream because it's a much like thicker, soft serve ice cream, and it's not quite like hard ice cream, you know, as you know it. So it's still soft serve, but it's like whole, you know. But it was a little watery. But given everything going on, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna complain. I never complain about those sort of things really ever. But I was like, all right, you know, not the best it could have been, but it's I guess a half decent first dive back into the Queen. So I was like, all right, whatever. And earlier today, I ended up getting pizza, which I normally get pizza on Fridays. I think I've mentioned it a couple of times before in my videos, but I try to like have some sense of normalcy. And what I've decided is that every Friday is Pizza Friday. In my, I was going to say in my household, but my household is me. Because there's typically days of the week where people are like, oh no, today, you know, it's Taco Tuesday or it's Spaghetti Wednesday or whatever. So I have decided for myself that Pizza Friday is a thing. And obviously it's not Friday. When I'm recording this, it's Sunday, almost technically Monday. But I did not have pizza on Friday. I ended up having it today. And in terms of the pizza I got kind of almost close to the Brian Saviano special, a little bit. I've mentioned before in like my Mario Sunshine playthrough 2 years ago, a year ago. I think it was 2 years ago when I did Season 1. But I did it, and I mentioned in a video that if in the event all of this video recording, playing video games for a living sort of a deal, all falls apart, right? And I need to pick a new career, a new thing to do, a new business venture, if you will. The thing I would want to do is to open up my own sub shop. And that is not, like, I made the joke of, like, if all my dreams die, then I'll toss pizzas for a living or whatever. But, like, that wasn't necessarily the vibe I wanted to convey. That, like, obviously not knocking anyone who does, you know, work in a sub shop at all. But I've thought about that, and, you know, not that I'm close to having that be a reality because things are going okay, but, you know, what would that be like? And I've thought about, like, or rather I've had brought up to me, like, oh, what would be your specialty dessert or your specialty pizza or your whatever? And I think my pizza would be the following, which may sound kind of gross to you if you're like, vegetables are gross, which I understand, but you'll grow to like them. If that's your reaction to vegetables, you'll grow to like them, trust me. But the one that I would probably have as the Brian Saviano special, in case you want to try it for yourself, is grilled chicken, feta cheese, and spinach, which is very close to a Greek pizza, minus the onions and the tomatoes. And it's minus the onions and tomatoes because the onions make it like smelly breath territory, which I'm not down for. And then the tomatoes I have an issue with sometimes because unless they're right out of the freezer or right out of the fridge, like tomatoes can be very soggy or just like wet in just a weird way. So like I don't vibe with it at all. So the one that I typically get is grilled chicken, feta cheese, and spinach. Now there needs to be not that much spinach that it's like a salad, which the place I normally go to, they add a lot of spinach and I'd rather it be like half the amount, so I pick some of it off. But the grilled chicken and feta combination is very good. And it's having like regular cheese as well. So it's not just feta cheese, bread, sauce, chicken. It's your basically imagine a cheese pizza, but it has feta cheese as well as grilled chicken as well. So that would be the Brian Saviano special pizza, I believe. And for my fictitious sub shop, I'd obviously have some really baller dessert as well. And the main goal for it would be to have healthy food, or not healthy food, but comfort food you cannot feel guilty about is basically the vibe I'm gonna go for. So if I give you cheese fries, right, it's not just gonna be cheese fries that, you know, are just fries right out of the fryer, very greasy with like all this garbage cheese on it. Like it's gonna be a good cheese fries meal or a snack or whatever, and you can feel good about eating it because it doesn't feel gross and icky. So that's kind of the idea that I'm going for, right? So hopefully that's going to be a thing that I can do eventually, if in the event, you know, all of this, you know, is like not working out and I can finally achieve this low-key dream of mine that I have of like, you know, being able to cook and serve up some good food to people. That's like a back burner dream of mine. So I would love to have a food truck or something like that, but you know, it is something I have actually thought about. So again, if this all turns to dust, you may be able to find me just driving around town, like serving up some tacos or hamburgers or chicken or something. I don't know, something. Be some good stuff. Because there's a lot of sub shops like that around New England, but a lot of them are like, here's your steak and cheese, it's coated in grease, have a great day, you know? And I don't want to go for that vibe, you know? I want to have like a much healthier sort of vibe to it just for the sake of it, you know? So, and just like to make people, because that's like the type of food that I like, you know? I like the food that is like, you know, not technically good for you. It's definitely not good for you, but like you can feel not as bad about eating it. So like if you're having a bad week at work and you're like, man, I just want to binge eat some pizza right now, right? Like, you can get the pizza from my restaurant, and it's not going to be awful, you know? It's going to feel relatively okay for you to have all that. The reason I wanted to fill that in is because it was kind of bothering me, low-key. I'm getting a little bit pickier, I guess, about, like, all the little details about these realms, because why not, you know? So I have that there. Like, just like I mined out the stairs right there, took care of that whole section right there. Like, that's been a lot of what I've been doing the past couple of times I've been doing this off camera, is like just doing little tweaks like that, you know? So I'm going to keep vibing with that, keep doing that, and see where that takes me. This pickaxe is about to run out. I also have another iron pickaxe, as well as I have the diamond pickaxe there. Diamond pickaxe of vanishing. So basically, when this is gone, it's gone, you know? Which is fine. You know, I'm not particularly upset by that, because I can make a ton more diamond pickaxes, because I have a lot more diamond to work with here. So that's fine. There's still that Ender Dragon egg, and the remnants of where the where the wither was with that failed experiment years ago, practically. It feels like it was years ago. It was basically 3 months ago, or 4 or 5 months ago, actually. No, it was like 4 months ago. Yeah, something like that. You know, not that long ago, but February basically feels like it was like years ago at this rate. So reality doesn't make sense anymore. You know, time is just an illusion and all that, right? So let me patch this up right here. That way it doesn't bother me as much anymore. Not that it particularly did, but because I'm just floating around here, minding my own business and just cleaning up a house, I guess. Boom, there we go. So now it's as if the ender, or, you know, wither didn't be a thing, I guess. I'm going to try to, like, have that be a little bit closer, I guess, or not. I still don't get what this egg does, right? Is there a point to this egg? Does anyone really know? Does anyone really care? I guess not. All right, whatever. I'm just going to go for it. Yoink. There we go. Right back home. Look at that. Awesome. So, what I'm going to do is make that new ender portal and start to make that whole section. That whole brand new hut, if you will. Something I might want to do is make like a, you know, a whole structure around it, obviously. But the main test, look at those dropped frames. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Awesome. The main thing here